So I'm sure you're all aware of the shocking allegations against Russell Brand. Now, tonight, Channel 4 is showing their Dispatches program about an unnamed comedian who's had multiple allegations against him in terms of sexual harassment and even rape. And Russell Brand posted a video on his channel pretty much telling everyone who the documentary is about. So Russell Brand described the allegations as a litany of extremely egregious and aggressive attacks. He refutes all the allegations against him, and he says that it pertains to the time when I was working in the mainstream. He also says, I don't mind them using my books and my stand up to talk about my promiscuous consensual conduct in the past. What I seriously refute are these very, very serious criminal allegations. He then added, also, it's worth mentioning that there are witnesses whose evidence directly contradicts the narrative that these two mainstream media outlets are trying to construct, apparently, in what seems to me to be a coordinated attack. And then finally, I quote, now I don't want to get into this any further because of the serious nature of the allegations, but I feel like I'm being attacked and plainly they're working very closely together. He also in the video pretty much says that the reason why he's being attacked from the mainstream media is because he's really close to the truth. Another conspiracy, basically. Of course, these allegations shouldn't be taken seriously according to Brand. It's simply because he's speaking truth to power, which is obviously ridiculous. Now, what are these allegations specifically? Well, according to The Times, 4 women have alleged sexual assaults between 2006 and 2013 while he was a presenter for BBC Radio 2 and Channel 4 and then an actor in Hollywood films. One woman alleges that Brand raped her against a wall in his Los Angeles home. She was treated at a rape crisis center on the same day, according to medical records. Text messages show that in the hours after leaving his house, she told Brand that she had been scared by him and felt taken advantage of, and adding, when a girl says no, it means no. Brand replied saying he was very sorry. A second woman alleges that Brand assaulted her when he was 31 and she was 16 and still at school. She said he referred to her as the child during an emotionally abusive and controlling relationship that lasted for about 3 months, and that Brand once forced his penis down her throat, making her choke, and said she had to punch him in the stomach to make him stop. A third woman claims that he sexually assaulted her while she worked with him in Los Angeles, and that he threatened to take legal action if she told anyone else about her allegation. The fourth described being sexually assaulted by Brand and him being physically and emotionally abusive towards her. Others have accused him of physical and emotional abuse, sexual harassment, and bullying. Now, it's not just these allegations, but there's actually quite a bit of evidence, or at least there's hundreds of sources who apparently knew or worked with Brand, ex-girlfriends and their friends and family, comedians, and other celebrities, people who worked with him on radio and TV. This has been documented over the last few years, which this Dispatches program, it's not just Channel 4, it's with The Times. So it's a cross-platform investigation over Russell Brand. Now, of course, I have to say that these, at the moment, are just allegations. We can't say if they're true or not. However, my position is always believe sexual assault victims. This isn't just one person saying something. As I said, there's a lot of sources. There's been years-long investigations over Russell Brand's behavior. Now, if you haven't followed Russell Brand, he kind of started his political journey probably around 2015. He did this weird revolutionary thing, but it was very much on the left. He had a YouTube channel. I think it's a different one to the one today, with his show called The Truths. And again, it was kind of attacking the mainstream media, but from the left. He was just a lefty. He wasn't. His politics didn't seem to be too bad. Then COVID happened, and he went away, and he's come back. And the last couple of years, he's definitely gone down the right-wing pipeline, pushing these insane conspiracy theories. He's a COVID truther, weird conspiracies about a litany of things. He's constantly platforming right-wing people such as Jordan Peterson, Candace Owens, and you can tell if you look at his content now, and his supporters and followers, they're overwhelmingly on the right too. Now, when he was doing his left-wing content, his viewership was all right, not too bad. Of course, he's Russell Brand, he's a famous actor. But when he pivoted to the right, his YouTube channel, millions of subs, His viewership is skyrocketed, and he's clearly backed by forces of the right. Look at the sort of people who are coming out in defense of Russell Brand. A tweet from Lawrence Fox. Looks like I'm going to have to turn on the TV tonight for the first time in God knows when to watch the death throes of the mainstream media as they try and take down Rusty Rockets, which is Russell Brand's Twitter handle. Having spent 22 years hanging around with these virtue signaling hypocrites, I've got dirt on lots of them, but like most adults, I realise that I am in no way perfect and it is not my place to pass judgment. But if anyone gets too high and mighty over the issue, I might just tell a tale or two. Really interesting that he hasn't seen the Dispatches documentary. None of us have because it's not out yet. Yet he's already siding with Russell Brand, not the alleged victims of the allegations. Ian Miles Cheong, I stand with Russell Brand. Russell Brand is the media's latest target for a takedown. They're making serious accusations against him, which of course refuted by reality. Sorry, who's refuted any of the allegations? Okay. The reason is simple. He's speaking out against the narrative and he's rejected by the establishment. They did the same to Elon Musk, Joe Rogan, Jordan Peterson, Roger Waters, PewDiePie, and others. It's what they do. Well, I mean, Joe Rogan, Jordan Peterson, Roger Waters, PewDiePie haven't had allegations against them. And also, they're not anti-establishment. I mean, Elon Musk is literally the richest man in the world who's bought Twitter. If you don't know who Ian Miles is, he's on the political right. He's an incredibly strange person. If you see some of his tweets, beyond questionable. Redditors should be allowed to perv on 12-year-old girls on r/jailbait without being called out by Anderson Cooper. Not going to read that one, but you can see it on screen. Well, why not? A good number of people on the sex register are only there because of draconian age of consent laws. The disturbing individual. And finally, we've also had Elon Musk. Let's be honest, Elon Musk is a right-winger, constantly platforming right-wingers on Twitter. Of course, they don't like competition. And also, before I forget, Andrew Tate has also come to the support of Russell Brand, the disgusting misogynist who's also been accused of multiple sexual assaults and human trafficking. Tate tweeted, "Welcome to the club," and with a caption that says, "On my way to fight the crazy bitch allegations." It's really telling that these certain people are getting behind Russell Brand, and obviously that's because of political biases. Russell Brand, even though he will always say he's not a right winger, and I don't particularly think he leans into conservative or right wing social issues. I mean, he hasn't really done anything about or done any transphobia or anything like that. But clearly, the conspiratorial aspect of anti-vax content and other things, he's popular on the right. So instead of taking these allegations seriously, people like Musk, Tate, Lawrence Fox are coming to Russell Brand's defense. And I think it's absolutely disgusting. No one's seen the documentary yet. And it's not even that they're waiting afterwards to see more evidence to hold their judgment. No, they're defending Russell Brand now because, again, they don't care about sexual assault. They don't care about the victims. It's because Russell Brand is their guy. I'm going to be watching the Dispatches documentary tonight. I think it's incredibly important that we listen and we believe victims of rape and sexual assault. And this ain't looking good for Russell Brand. It's a shame it's taken this long, but that's kind of what happens, isn't it? You're fighting against powerful forces. I mean, you're fighting against Russell Brand, who's he's a big celebrity, got lots of money, well-paid lawyers. So I think those who are coming out with these allegations, they're incredibly brave people, and we should all fully support them.